I absolutely love Dead Space. I've been a fan of this series since the very first game's debut, and I can't remember the actual year. I think it was 2008, 2009, something like that. But what I do remember is going to my local Blockbusters, browsing the games section, and there it was. This lone, severed hand in space just drifting away, and I thought, hang about, this looks intriguing, and I grabbed it, looked at the back of the box, and it just piqued my interest even more, you know. And as I recall, I don't believe I even rented it. I think I just bought it right there and then because it looked so intriguing and it was quite cheap for a new game that just came out, you know. I think it was around 32 quid, something like that. And it wasn't uncommon for games, AAA games, to come out and for them to be around the 44 quid mark. I get back home, put the shopping away, head straight upstairs, slip the disc in nice and tight. My God, was I in for a ride. This is, without a doubt, one of the best examples of horror games done right. There's so many factors that make Dead Space such a great game, you know, from the gameplay itself, the music, the ambience, you know, you're on your own on this cold, dark, metallic, really unwelcoming spaceship. The gameplay is very addicting, I gotta say, but at the same time, and I remember this quite vividly, on that first and second playthrough, I could only finish a chapter, at most, because it was that shit your pants scary. I needed a break in between chapters, you know. I'm sure a lot of people had this experience as well. Hands down, one of the best horror experiences that anyone can ever play, period, and it just so happens to be one of my all-time favourite games as well. Now then, for the past handful of weeks, there has been some very interesting rumours circulating around Dead Space's possible revival, and apparently all will be revealed on July 22nd. And it's on this particular date that EA, the publishers for Dead Space and its sequels, will be releasing their stream called EA Play Live. It's basically their conference showcasing their upcoming games for the next generation of consoles. But what could it actually be? I say this because a lot of these news outlets are coining this a revival. So that says to me that we're not getting some kind of HD remake or something like that. So what we'll actually be getting is an adjustment of sorts. One of Tech Radar's writers, Axel Metz, goes to say, a next-gen entry in the sci-fi survival franchise will be a reimagining of the original Dead Space games, rather than a direct sequel. The news follows earlier hints at the game's existence from GameBeat's Jeff Grubb, who claimed on the outlet's official podcast that EA's Motive Studios, the studio behind Star Wars Squadrons, is currently at work on a dormant EA IP. Both Eurogamer and VGC have also said this information aligns with their own sources. So as I said, to reiterate, this isn't going to be some HD remaster, you know, this is going to be a reimagining, so I've got a couple of things on my mind about this. First of all, I'm just glad that this game is coming back, 100%, there's no question about that. What I am concerned about though, is the developers making needless changes, because let's face it, Dead Space still holds up today, and then some. There's nothing wrong with the control schemes, there's nothing wrong with the gameplay, that's for sure, there's nothing wrong with the graphics, although they could maybe use a bit of a touch-up for today's standards. Maybe they'll add some ray tracing or something like that, you know. So on the graphical side of things, I absolutely get it. I think we all do, right? Let's bring up Dead Space's graphics and meet it to today's standards, 100%. It's just those needless changes that I am truly worried about. You know, like just changing Isaac's sex from being a guy to a girl or a woman, you know, it's just, I can just see some developers, some woke developers doing it, you know, and I don't want to get too political on this video, I really don't. But in today's current climate, nothing is off the table. I know I'm jumping the gun, but I just tend to, this is my natural instinct, you know, I tend to just look ahead at whatever subject I'm covering and just look at every conceivable possible angle that could happen. Don't make any unnecessary changes, just keep the core fundamentals intact. But yeah, whenever I hear reimagining, I do have my guard up because I've been burnt before, you know. I mean, nothing's off the cards, nothing's off the table, as I say. I've had retcons on my favourite games, I've had reimaginings which didn't deliver from the previous versions. I just don't want that to happen to Dead Space. It's great as it is. It just needs a graphical enhancement. I don't think it needs anything else, to be quite honest with you. But for all we know, we could be getting something quite different. We could be getting a new lead. We could be getting a different setting altogether. Maybe some additional enemies to fight against, you know. Who knows? It could be both good and bad. But you know, I can't be the only one who is a little bit cautious about this news. What do you guys think? Am I worrying about nothing? Do you have any concerns about this news? Post those thoughts and comments down below and let me know what you're thinking. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all on the next video.